just wanted to hop on here, and I've never gone live on YouTube before. So I wanted to hop on here. I'm going to make sure everything is good to go because Monday night I'm going to go live. I'm going to have a live here and then also on Instagram as well. If you guys are on here, that'd be great if you could show up and just hang out, ask any questions that you have. I'm going to be going live with another person who has epilepsy as well. Another person who actually I met through YouTube about probably 12, 14 years ago, something. I mean, quite a while ago. And so we're going to be going live. We're going to be just talking about life and all the things that go on with epilepsy, how it affects your life, what goes on with that. If you guys have got questions that you want to drop right now, that'd be great. I would love to hear them. So, but like I said, this is my first time. I am still working on learning how this all works, and how anything that you guys have got for me. So, any kind of questions you guys want, that'd be great. I would love to see them. But otherwise, I just wanted to get on here really quick, just kind of introduce myself, talk a little bit about who I am and about how I got here. So, if you don't know, my name is Joe. I go by Bigfrohead, and I do that. That's my tagline across all social media. So, if you look anywhere and you see that name, it's going to be me. Anywhere you find that name online, that's probably 99% chance it's going to be me. So, but I've had epilepsy since I was in 7th grade. My very first seizure I had was a petit mal, or like an absence seizure. Ever since then, I've had all tonic clonic or all grand mal seizures. They did testing at one point to see if they could bisect my brain, if they could either bisect it or remove a portion of my brain, because if they could do that, they would be able to control the seizures that way. My seizures originate from everywhere in my brain, so they're unable to do that. So I've been on a lot of different kinds of medication, just working through finding one that works. I've been on the same one now for, let's see, probably 15, 16 years, and it's working pretty well for me. I've had 3 seizures now in the past about 14, 15 years. So I'm doing pretty well as far as the medication is going with controlling them. The worst time for me as far as like having the seizures was through like the end of my high school years and into like my beginning college age years. I started going to college, but I wasn't able to keep up with it. My processing speed was way too slow, and I was having so many seizures at that time that I could not. It was messing up my memory too much, so I had to stop that, and I had to shift what I was doing because I just couldn't. I couldn't continue. So after that, I was in Wisconsin trying to go to school. At that point, I lived in Wisconsin. I moved to Colorado and started working out here. Eventually ended up buying my own house, and even though my seizures weren't 100% controlled at that point, I was still having seizures, but I was at that point living on my own in my own house that I owned. I've done everything possible to push past the fact that I have seizures. Anything that I can do, I've been told a lot of times you're not going to be able to do that. You can't do that. But I've done a lot of things that I've been told that I'm not going to be able to do because I've just said, like pushed past the barriers of what is not what is possible, but what is just what's expected necessarily when you have epilepsy, when you have recurrent seizures. So, um, being able to own my own house, work a consistent job, doing things like that are not typical. So I've done things like that, and I was married 14 years. I have 4 beautiful daughters, um, and yeah, so I'm just doing. At this point now, I am working on seeing what I can do as far as uh, making it so that I'm able to work from home, so that I will be able to spend more time with them. Um, the I think the biggest thing as far as how seizures and how epilepsy affects a person, I would say, is um, at least as far as for me, is the mental effect that it has. The physical for me wasn't as bad. I know for some people it is, but for me, the mental and the emotional toll that it takes is a big thing. Um, you never know when you're going to have a seizure. That's always kind of just up in the air. Um, so you just kind of have to roll with it and hope that you don't have one. Um, and that goes that you carry that, I guess, into relationships where you can't tell when you're going to have one. You don't know when one's going to come up. For me, I have no warning, I have no aura. So it just, I can be going about my day doing whatever, and then all of a sudden I'm waking up from having a seizure because I have no warning. And when I have a seizure, I'm completely unconscious the entire time. So for me, that's the biggest thing. And like I said, you carry that into the relationships that you have as well, because it affects that. You not only um, are you worried about it, are you thinking about when am I going to have a seizure, when is the next one going to come, but the other person in the relationship is thinking, well, when are they going to have a seizure, when is the next one going to come? And so it weighs a lot on relationships. Um, so if you guys are free on Monday night, we're going to be on here live at 8:30 Eastern, 6:30 Mountain Time, which is my time. Um, so if you guys can show up, that'd be awesome. It'll be a lot more planned out, a lot more organized than what this was. This was just kind of a little thing I wanted to jump on here, kind of talk for a little bit, check my sound, check everything, make sure everything is all working good before we get going. So if you guys can show up Monday, I'm going to be on here with Nina, and we're going to be talking, sharing experiences, seeing how everything kind of contrasts with the different our different experiences and everything. So I will see you guys Monday night, 8:30 Eastern, 6:30 Mountain Time.